Yes, good evening. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. I hope everybody is well. Lots of questions about what's happened. I'll explain everything. Some people very happy to see me back, some not so. So that's life, right? Marmite is here. Marmite is here. Um, Let's start. I mean, we're going to talk about some football. We're going to talk about some football in 5 to 10 minutes. We'll talk about some football. We'll get some questions in, and I'll give my take on the Euros so far and Spurs' amazing transfer window and all that kind of stuff. But let me just put it out there. First of all, thank you. Some of the comments I've been getting have been really, really nice. I've had a few horrible ones, but it is what it is, right? But thank you very much to everybody. Look. A lot changes. I've been gone now for 3 or 4 months now. I've been gone for 3 or 4 months, and my plan wasn't to come back. My plan wasn't to stream. I did miss it. I didn't miss certain aspects of it, but I do miss talking about football. So when the opportunity came up to take the channel again, I thought, look, I can't just leave it sitting there. Look. Lots of people are asking what happened with the pitch. Those boys are brilliant. Nothing bad has happened. I think that all of those, I know all of those lads have got their own channels. All have got jobs as well. And I think it was a big take on they took over the channel without me involved. It was a big take on, and it was difficult for everybody to commit time to make it happen. So I said, look, I kind of miss this. I'll take it back off your hands. And that's where we are. There's no drama to it. They've not been rude. They've not walked away. We just agreed that, look, I'll come back and they'll go to their channels and there'll be guests on the show. I've got lots of time for all of them. So, big up to Mari and Stel and Connor and Ash, Ashmatic and Marlon, of course. So there's no issues there at all. There's no issues there. They'll be on the show. They're all good lads. I'm sure some of them might be in the chat now, and they'll tell you the same thing. I hope so. There's no big drama. There's no big drama there. Look, there'll be people that have got their say, and there'll be other YouTubers who go, "Oh, Sav's flip flopped," and yeah, cool. Look, at the end of the day, I did miss talking about football. But it's not going to be like it was before. There's not going to be a live show every day. There's not going to be hundreds of lives a week. Look, I'm going to probably do a lot more videos, a lot more uploads, with a couple of lives sprinkled in there during the week. I just felt like there is a space. I always used to worry if there's an audience or a space for someone like me who's quite outspoken and who doesn't conform. I don't believe I conform. I'm not going to say names, but I do. I believe that there's a lot of YouTube channels that say the safe thing, very safe, and every signing's great, and it's great, and the club's great, we're going in the right direction. I think everyone knows I'm not that guy, and I did worry for a while that, is there room for me? But I think there is. I think there's room for everybody. So it is what it is, and I come here today with no beef with any other YouTuber. I've got no problems with anybody at all. And look, we'll just see how it goes, right? And I've always been someone to say it as it is. If people don't like my opinion, that's fine. But look, what I do want to do, I do want to create a culture that when people are in the chat of my show, that we can, I know there's things I need to learn and not get so heated about and not call people out and stuff. But also, if that's replicated, that would be great. Let's just have, let's have sensible football discussion, right? I see too many shows where it's just everyone screaming over each other and everyone just, there's no sensibility to it. So look, let's see how this goes. Look, let's talk football. Let's talk some football, shall we? If anyone's got any questions about me coming back or the picture and everything, please ask them. There's a lot of comments, so I won't be able to get through to everybody. Equally, if anyone would like to be a mod, please, let me know in the chat. I've added a few people as mods already. I might not be able to do it during the show, but I'll try and do it at the end of the show. What I would ask is, please, don't just time everyone out. I mean, I've been on the other side of the fence in the last few months. I've been in a few chats where I've been modded out for saying, I went into one show and said, oh my God, he's a typical Australian fan. And I got told I was racist against Australians. Things like that. So please, if you do become a mod, please don't just ban everybody. Real abuse we get rid of, but please don't just ban anybody because they've got a different opinion or because they call me an idiot or something. They can call me an idiot. It's absolutely fine. So I will I'll ask right before I finish the show. I'll finish the show at about 5 to 8. So I'm sure everybody's got better things to do on their Friday evening than look at this. Apologies for the hair and the beard, and I'm growing it all out. So apologies. I'll ask again at the end, and then if anybody before they leave the show says, "Yeah, you want to be a moderator," I will add you. So if you've got any questions, chuck them in. Please smash the like button. Don't smash the like button. Do whatever you want to do. If you did unsubscribe because I left, please feel free to resubscribe. And let's talk football. Any football questions, get them in. Let's have a chat about football. Look, we've got loads going on in the world of football at the moment. You've got the Euros, which is, I'm loving it. I'm not a big international football fan, but the Euros have been excellent. I've really enjoyed them. I've really, really enjoyed it. The only team I've not enjoyed is England. They're the only team I think that I've watched and thought, wow, this is absolutely pony. This is rubbish. I'm sure people out there will like him. I think I'm going to be doing an upload video tomorrow about Gareth Southgate. I just think he is one of the worst football managers out there. I truly think that Gareth Southgate is a dreadful football manager with no personality. And I can't believe that people love this guy so much. Not everybody, but I just can't believe the hype that goes with Gareth Southgate for beating. If we look at who he's beaten in international tournaments, right? The highest ranked team he's beaten in an international tournament is Denmark. And that was in the last Euros. Yeah. Everyone else he beats is Iran, Wales, the USA. No disrespect to these countries, but these are countries we should be beating easily. We've beaten in that time, I think, Slovenia, Panama. It's nobody of note. It's never anybody of note. Sorry, I just seen the first person that's going to get banned. Sorry. I won't bring it up, but I will ban him because I think people are stupid. There we go. So any football questions, get them back in. What have you guys made of the Euros? Who's impressed you? From a Tottenham Hotspur perspective, I suppose. Who have you watched and gone, that's who I would love Spurs to sign. That's the type of signing that will take Spurs from here to there. Let me know in the chat. Mine, I think I put it in the show earlier. I'm not sure if anyone saw it. Baumgartner of Austria, who just played both games. I think he's been absolutely superb. Konrad Laimer as well is absolutely superb. But Konrad Laimer is at Bayern Munich. I can't see him leaving Bayern Munich to come to Tottenham Hotspur. But definitely Baumgartner has really, really impressed me. I've been really impressed by so many of the teams. At the beginning of the tournament, I said, listen, this isn't Nostradamus stuff. I think most people would have these three as the favourites. I think it's between France, Spain and Germany. I can't see anyone outside of that winning it. I did get Austria in the sweepstake at work. I've got two countries. I've got Austria and Portugal. So you never know. I don't give England a 1% chance of being able to win this tournament. I think England are possibly the worst team to watch. Absolutely no. There's no desire from the players. There's no tactical nous from Gareth Southgate. As good as Bellingham is, I feel like he spends all of the game on the floor, throwing himself on the floor. Phil Foden is being played painfully out of position, and you can tell he misses his Man City teammates that can link up and play. Trent Alexander-Arnold as a midfield experiment, as Gareth Southgate called it last night, an experiment in a tournament. So I just sat there and I couldn't believe what I was hearing. But yeah, that hasn't worked. Trent Alexander-Arnold, for me, a fantastic footballer. He is not a midfield player. He really, really isn't a midfield player. I think Declan Rice was brilliant game one. Awful yesterday. Guehi is good at moments, but lots of mistakes in him. Trippier shouldn't be playing as a fullback. Let's be brutally honest. And then, yeah, thank you, Tom Thacker. Yeah, and then you've got Southgate coming out and saying, "Oh my God, we missed. We haven't got anyone to replace Calvin Phillips." Hold the front page, right? If this is going to be the benchmark, right, that England aren't playing well because Calvin Phillips isn't in the team, then mind blown, and the guy is worse than I thought. Honestly, I believe this guy, Gareth Southgate, I don't think he's good enough to manage a championship team. I think that he gets through because England play minnows. 95% of the time, England play minnows, right? And they batter them. So in friendlies, in the qualifiers, we're playing nobodies. We win 4-5-0 and everyone goes, "Oh, Southgate's got this amazing record and look at his wins and blah, 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 blah." As soon as we play a decent team, I mean, Denmark aren't even that good, are they? And I thought they outclassed us yesterday. Christian Eriksen made Bellingham and Rice and Alexander-Arnold look poor. Højbjerg, I don't want him, by the way. He was superb yesterday for Denmark. Absolutely superb. Listen, I will get some comments in a minute. So I'm seeing there are a lot of comments. Equally, I'm sure some of you will be happy to see me back. If anyone isn't, I get it. If you want to leave the channel or unsubscribe, cool. But, it's not life or death. Me making the decision to come back isn't a great big thing. It's not life or death. It's not, oh, my God, can you believe what Sav has done? I just missed talking about football, and 95% of the people we get in my chat are good people, right? That just want to talk football, grown-up football chat, and that's how I think it should be. So let me know if you right. Let's start. Harry Kane. Harry Kane. Obviously loved by all Tottenham fans, understandably. I love this. Thank you, Illmatic. Thank you for not being a fan of me. Yeah, listen, that's cool. That's cool. Listen, we don't have to like everybody. It's fine. But big up and thank you for being in the chat, my friend. Listen, Harry Kane. We're now seeing a lot of pundits starting to talk about Harry Kane should be dropped. And I have a certain feeling on this, and this is nothing to do with the fact that he played for Spurs. I can put my Spurs bias aside. If we're going to now say that Harry Kane is the problem, right? If Harry Kane is the problem, I don't know what the question is to how people have got there. Harry Kane has no problems banging in goals for a decade at Tottenham Hotspur. He had no problem banging in goals for Bayern Munich, right? All of a sudden, you put him in the England team, they don't get the football to him, and all of a sudden, he's the problem. I'm hearing, oh, he drops too deep. Well, yeah, I would drop deep as well if the ball wasn't coming to me. Yeah? If the ball wasn't coming to me and I'm Harry Kane, we know what he does. He gets annoyed. He goes looking for the football, right? The bigger issue should be, why can't we get the ball to him? The bigger issue should be, how have we got wonderful footballers like Phil Foden and the manager doesn't know what to do with him? How have we got Rice, who's had a phenomenal season? I know it's Arsenal, but he's had a phenomenal season at Arsenal. Bellingham's had a phenomenal season at Real Madrid. And yet our midfield looks awful. We look dreadful. Like, there's no composure. I don't know what the plan is. Anyway, those guys and Saka, they should be getting the ball to Harry Kane, right? This should be what we do. Harry Kane's got to be. Somebody will tell me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Other than Mbappe, who I still don't consider as an out-and-out centre forward, but world class, Harry Kane's got to be the best finisher at the tournament, right? Unless anyone lets me know, I can't think of Ronaldo, but is now, 79 or whatever age Ronaldo is. But Harry Kane has got to be the best out-and-out number 9 in the tournament. And the problem now apparently is we need to get we need to get Harry Kane out of the team. I've got an idea. Why don't we try taking a right back out of central midfield and putting a central midfielder in there? You've taken Wharton, Kobe Mainoo, Conor Gallagher, right? You've taken 3 central midfielders and not one of them has started one of the first 2 games. Now, if you want to experiment, yeah, every game for the last year leading up to this tournament for me should have been Alexander-Arnold in midfield, if that's what you want to do. I'm not saying I would do it, but that should have been Alexander-Arnold in midfield, right? Surely. But it wasn't. I think he's played there like once or twice in the last 2 years for England against people like San Marino. So we get to a tournament and he tries this game. Okay, game 1, he tries this Alexander-Arnold. And again, this isn't about Trent Alexander-Arnold, a good footballer, but he's not a central midfielder. So he tries this experiment. It overwhelmingly fails. And yet the next time a team lineup is announced, the guy is too proud to say, I got this wrong. Too proud to do that. So instead, he puts the same 11 out there. He puts the same 11 out on the pitch. It is madness from my point of view. It is absolutely madness. Both games, he's taking him off. Both games, he's taking him off. You've got Eze sitting on a bench. Eze, a superb match winner. He's a match winner of a footballer, isn't he? Right? He might not be consistent every minute of the game, but this is a guy that does different things. This is a guy that picks the ball up, runs at people, and scares the life out of defenders. You sit on the bench. Palmer, other than Harry Kane, the top goal-scoring English player in the world. You can sit on the bench. Anthony Gordon, an actual winner. Winger. Sorry, not winner. An actual winger who runs at people, takes on his man direct. You can sit on the bench. Jack Grealish, a guy that can hold the ball up, draw fouls. Yeah? Link up with players like Phil Foden. You're not even at the tournament, mate. You're not even at the tournament. Unbelievable. Unbelievable just how bad Southgate is with every single decision that he makes. I'm watching all these games. I'm even watching Slovenia against Serbia yesterday. Slovenia tried to attack. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we won't beat Slovenia, but even Slovenia were going out there to go at their opponent to try and win the game. And we just sit back. We just sit back. There's no plan. If there is, I don't know what it is. Even the goal we scored. Even the goal we scored was lucky because it wasn't a good pullback by Kyle Walker, was it? So, I don't know. Look, for me, I always found it absurd when people talk about England being one of the favourites to win any tournament. Not going to happen with the player selection and with the manager that we've got. I keep hearing we've got a better squad than the likes of France and Germany and Portugal and Spain. And I'm looking at it going, where? Where is everyone seeing these great players that I'm not? Hey, it is what it is, right? Please, any questions, get them in there. Any questions, any topics you want to discuss, let me know. Tell me, who's impressed you in the Euros? Who's impressed you? As I said, for me, Austria, have massively, massively impressed. Spain are a brilliant team. Spain are absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Everyone knows their job. Everyone knows what they're doing. They're playing 16-year-olds. They got 16-year-olds in their team. Okay, we've got people saying Romania. Yeah, sorry. I won't be able to get to every comment, by the way. There's simply too many. Romania, yeah. I'll be honest. On my ACCA, I had Ukraine in our first game because Romania's results have been poor for years. And then they turn up and it was like bang, bang, bang. I was like, wow. And Dragoshin, sorry, to use his proper the proper name. Yeah, Dragic was brilliant. Ange didn't want to play him. We didn't want to play him. Anyway, Van der Ven, when he's coming on for Holland, playing left back. Ange didn't want to play him at left back. So frustrating things there from a Spurs point of view. And we've got, Johnny saying, honestly, Radu looked awesome. He was very, very good. For me, I want to make sure that it's consistent, right? I thought he had a really good game. I want to see him do the same again. But you know what? We'll come to this in a minute. We'll come to Tottenham in a minute. In a minute, someone remind me in a minute. We'll come to Tottenham and we'll talk about Postecoglou and the tactics and Werner and who we're signing and all this kind of stuff. Another maniac that said Switzerland. Yep, Switzerland. Kurt has gone with Spain. Ryan G, big up my friend, has said Spain, Germany, Romania and Austria. Yeah, look, Germany have got so many options. And this is what I would say. Musiala, I hear people saying things like, oh, why did he choose Germany over England? If Musiala was English, he'd be sitting on a bench. Gareth Southgate wouldn't know what to do with Musiala the same way he doesn't know what to do with Phil Foden. Right? Germany literally let Musiala and Wirtz have almost like a free roll. Go and express yourself. Go and play. And then you've got the more controlled players, Toni Kroos, Ilkay Gundogan. The controlling players, Andrick? These are the controlling players. Then you've got Florian Wirtz and Musiala that are allowed to go and play and create and run at people. Watch them and watch England. It's genuinely embarrassing because our manager's been here for 8 years. This should be a well-oiled, well-drilled system that England are playing. Yes. Tottenham Hotspur. Let's talk about Tottenham Hotspur. I think we all like Tottenham, or most of us in here are Tottenham fans, I think. Thank you, by the way, to everyone that has subscribed throughout the show. There's been quite a few of you, so big up and thank you to all of you. Yes, Cucurella has had a very good tournament so far. Very good tournament. Big up Moshire, big up my friend. I hope you are well. Josh Gain, yes, I will make you a mod. I'm going to do the mods at the end. Otherwise, I'm going to be doing too many different things on the screen at once. Let's talk Tottenham. People, where are we at? Where are we at with Tottenham Hotspur? Ange came out and said, Ange came out and said that he wanted to get lots of business done early. We've not moved, and I'm not going to count Timo Werner. Should we get that out? Should we get the elephant out of the room? Yeah, should we talk about the elephant in the room? Timo Werner signing for Tottenham Hotspur pretty much sums up my feeling in general about Tottenham as as to what we are as a football club. I've seen people say, oh, it's only a loan. It's only a year's loan. And yeah, but they were the same people that told me in January, oh, it's only 6 months. It's only to cover Son because he's going to the games and to the Asian Cup and Richarlison's injured. He comes to the club, done nothing, and then gets now he's at an 18-month loan deal, right? We've had an 18-month loan deal. That signing for me made me realise that our scouts don't know what they're doing. There's no plan. There can't be a plan. You can't tell me for all of the players that are available out there in the world on loan, free transfers, cheap players, you can't tell me that Timo Werner was the best we could come up with. We've literally gone to Aston Villa and taken their scouting department, right? We've taken Lang and McKenzie from Aston Villa, right? And the best they can come up with is Timo Werner twice, Solomon, Valise, Brennan Johnson. It's worrying. It's truly worrying for me. Now, I think most of us, and I'll chuck the question out. I'd love to know your opinions. I want to get your opinion on this. How many forwards did you want Spurs to sign this window? It doesn't have to be a centre forward, it could be wide players. I thought we needed three. I thought we needed to let the likes of Solomon and Werner, Solomon go, Werner not be brought back, and then Valise go back on loan, and maybe a Richarlison going, and you bring in three really good forward players. But my concern with all this now is you've brought in Timo Werner, right? Who, first of all, blocks the pathway. Oh, big up, man. And how you doing, bro? Yeah, I love you too, bro. And I've got nothing against Nottingham Forest. But yeah. Sometimes I find it hard to love Tottenham. You got Timo Werner that is on 165 grand a week that will be playing games. I'm not saying he'll start every game, but he will be starting a lot of games. We're going to have a lot of games purely through Europe, and one would like to think that that we're not going to do as bad in both cup competitions this coming season as we did last year. Because I thought the team and Ange performed atrociously in cups. So when you look at that, right? When you look at that, Timo Werner has come in. Not only is he going to be playing a lot of minutes, the second part of that is he's blocking the pathway for all of the exciting young players. Now, I'm not saying all of these are good enough, by the way, so please don't take what I'm about to say out of context, right? When you look at... So frustrating, right? When you look at Tottenham's forward line, we all knew we needed players. Right? But then you look at the youth team and you see Judson Sotbell banging in goals, Jamie Donnelly banging in goals, Santiago, Lancashire, right? Mikey Moore. I look at these players and I think, in cup games or Europa League games, would I rather one of them or Timo Werner? For me, one of them. Because Timo Werner's nothing special. So for me, he's blocking the pathway. The third part to this, big up Marlon. Marlon taking credit. Big up, bro. Hope you're well, my man. Yeah, listen, I enjoyed being on stream with you the other day, man. So big up to you. Lots of love for Marlon. The third part of that, so you've got the fact that he's going to play, the fact that he's blocking pathway for a lot of youngsters. The third part of this is it stops us buying another player. It means that you can only have so many forwards. And what I mean by that is you've got Son, who's going nowhere. Brennan Johnson's going nowhere. We've just signed him. Kulusevski's going nowhere. We've just signed him. Right? Richarlison wants to stay. He's going nowhere. Timo Werner's the fifth. So you've got room for one more. You're not going to, realistically, from a 25-man squad, you're not going to have 7 forwards. You think you have 3 goalkeepers, you have 7 or 8 defenders, 7 or 8 midfielders. You are not going to have more than 6 forwards. So for me, that's the big concern for me. That when we're saying, I hear it a lot, we hear this every summer, Sava, the window's not shut yet. Of course the window's not shut. But that sentence just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? The window's not shut. We all know what we're going to do. I think we'll get one good player. The fans will then say, oh, he's backed him. We get one good player, and then I think we'll get a lot of average players that we will try and find a way to say, oh, Ange wanted them, and these are the players that are going to take us to the promised land. Then we're going to have YouTubers start telling us how we're going to win the league. And then when we don't, it'll be, oh, we didn't win the league because of negative fans like you, Sava. Nothing to do with the quality of the players or the quality of the manager. It's negative fans like me. So let me know how you feel about you feel about the Timo Werner thing. Just give me a show of hands in the chat, so to speak. Thumbs up, thumbs down, or yes, you wanted him, no, you didn't. Something simple like that. I didn't want him at all. I never, ever, ever want to see poor footballers at my football club. There are far too many of them. I want to see Spurs going and signing players like Baumgartner, who we've seen this tournament. Yeah, that's the sort of player I want to see. Yeah. But hey, that's just me. Then, listen, I really enjoyed, I watched the last one on Spurs the other night. Really enjoyed it. They had Paul O'Keefe on. It was Paul O'Keefe, Lee McQueen, and Ricky Sachs. Really enjoyed it. And it was worrying again because Paul O'Keefe said Paul O'Keefe said that, look, Eze is one of Spurs' top targets. That was positive. That was good to hear, right? For anyone that's just joined and is asking why I decided to come back, there's no great big story behind it. I missed it in the last 3 months since I've been out, 3 or 4 months since I've been out. I've got a new job, sorted a few things out in my personal life, and now I just feel I can stream again. But it's not going to be with the regularity. There's not going to be a 10 a.m. show every day. There will be some uploads. There'll be some uploads. There'll be a couple of lives a week. That'll be it. Yeah, it's not going to be 25 shows a week. I'm not going to be doing that. So anyway, so when he said Eze was one of our main targets, I was really happy with that. Yeah, I really, really like Eberechi Eze, top player. Really like him. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's world class. I don't think. I don't think. I don't think he's world class, but I think he's a top player that we should be signing. So then when Paul said, look, Paul O'Keefe was saying, and I agree with him on this because this is what Daniel Levy does. He said, look, Man City. Sorry, I've got a tab here. It says Man City versus Arsenal. I don't know what has popped up on my screen. Crystal Palace apparently want north of 60 million for Eze, which is, they're entitled to. So let's just say they want 65, 70 million, right? Apparently, they want the majority of that. I don't know the exact number, but they want the majority of that as a down payment. So rather than financing it, rather than, here's 20 million up front and we'll give you 10 million a year for the next 4 years or however Levy structures his deals, they want apparently something like 50 million up front. Now, a top club will go, that's our number one target. Bang. Bang. That's our number one target. Let's get him in. Spurs won't do that. We will fanny about with this, won't we? Let's be brutally honest. We will mess about with this. We'll go in with derisory bids. And then in the end, I think Palace will get frustrated. I will take all that back if they manage to get Eze over the line. I will truly take that back if they manage to get Eze over the line. But what we've got to do is, if you want to compete, I'm not talking about winning a title anytime soon, but if you want to compete, and look, we all know the 3 teams in front, right? Yeah, Villa in front, but the 3 big teams, Arsenal, Liverpool, City. If you want to compete with those teams, you need to go and buy the players you want, not your second or third choices. You need to go and get some of your top targets. Now, you can't always get your top target, but at some point, you've got to get your top targets in. So my question is, if we don't get an Eze, what is it we're looking at behind that? I don't know. What's second choice? What's third choice? Because we do this quite often, don't we? We talk about a player of that level. We talk about players that level. And then when we bring them in, we actually bring in Brennan Johnsons and Timo Werners. Bringing in Eze will be good. But I'm going to sit here and say this now. And people will say, oh, Sava, you're never happy. No, of course I'm not happy. We're not winning things. For me, you don't just need an Eze. For me, you need 3 or 4 players of his caliber. Not in his position. I'm talking about across the pitch. For me, you've got to go and buy 3 or 4 players of quality that drop into this team, start, and 3 or 4 players that normally start, drop down. Right? It's simple, right? It's simple equations here. If you buy better players than what you've currently got, you will get better as a team. That's the theory behind it, right? The problem I think we will do is, let's assume we're going to play a hypothetical here. And by the way, we're only going to go for 15 more minutes. We will be ending the stream at 5 to 8 because this guy is going to order a curry and wants to watch France v Netherlands. And then I'll have a video out tomorrow about Gareth Southgate, and I'll do some super chats in a minute. So big up to each and every one of you. By the way, if you haven't subscribed, please do. If you unsubscribed for any reason when I left, please smack that subscribe button, smack that like button as well. And big up to each and every one of you. It's lovely to see you all again. Everyone's been very kind in the chat. I don't think anyone's said a rude word to me yet, which is quite strange. Look, the other worrying thing, when Paul O'Keefe was asked, what's the I think Lee McQueen said to him, how many players do you think Tottenham are going to sign this summer? And Paul O'Keefe said, look, his understanding is that Spurs will be looking in the region of 6 to 7 players. because you've got 6 to 7 leaving, 6 to 7 players coming in. Now, this is the worry for me, is any club that's buying 6 to 7 players, right? You're not buying 6 to 7 quality footballers. You'll get one really, really good one. Big up Mike Reyes, by the way. The pug, I've only got one pug and a French bulldog. The pug is not here. He's not here. Don't worry, he's still alive. He's healthy. He's fit. My worry is that hypothetically we sign an Eze. Yeah, the other 5 or 6 you just know are going to be of that kind of average nature. And my worry with all of this is I keep seeing a lot of posts about, oh my God, it's brilliant. The Deadwood's going. Oh, we're getting rid of Ndombele and Joe Rodon's going and Dyer's gone and this player's going and that player's going and Emerson Royale's going to go and blah, 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 blah. That's great, but it doesn't really matter if your next 5 or 6 signings aren't much better than, does it? That's the big thing for me. It's got to be whoever comes in is levels above what's going out. That's got to be the thing for me. So it's not about will Daniel Levy spend money. We know Daniel Levy's going to spend money. Daniel Levy always spends money, apart from the 2 transfer windows we won't go talk about. But we always spend money. It's just that we don't spend it very well in general. We do some good business, but the majority of the business we do, I think, is very, very underwhelming. So, look, I suppose all of that monologue was just me saying, whoever hasn't seen me for the last 3-4 months, that's my feelings on where Tottenham are at the moment. I think we need to enter this transfer market. I'm seeing West Ham are buying players. Today I saw Wolves. West Ham are bidding for what's his name? Somebody remind me. Centre half for Wolves. Why can't I think of his name? You all know who I mean. The centre half who plays Wolves. West Ham are trying to get in Max Kilman. Thank you very much, Ryan G. I see loads of clubs going out there. Aston Villa are making some moves. Aston Villa are looking at a great signing. Ian Maatsen, really good young left-footed player who can play left back, left wing back, or left wing. Great signings. We need to do that. I would have rather had Ian Maatsen than Timo Werner. So, look, Foxy, I'll be honest, I've never seen. Big up, Foxy. By the way, big up to each and every one of you. Look, by the way, anyone in the chat who's talking about beef with other YouTubers, there's no beef. Please leave it. Everything is good with everyone. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. You know me. If I have a debate with these people, I will put them right. I think I went on with a few people the other day talking about, I think Spurs are going to finish above Arsenal. When I asked the question based on what, there's nothing there to back it up. Again, it's all heart and feeling. It is what it is. So look, that's where I am with Spurs. I'm going to read some super chats. Let me know where you guys are at with Spurs. Is anyone excited for this transfer window? Does anyone think that we're not making moves because the Euros are on? Is it just Spurs being Spurs? Is anyone expecting big signings? Let me know. What are you expecting? What level are you expecting? When I see that we've been linked with Marcus Edwards and Cole Walker-Peters, when I see us linked with these types of players, I just think, Tammy Abraham. It's like, okay, what are we doing? Let me know. Look, let's have a look at some super chats. First of all, big up Nige, who's become a channel member. If anyone would like to become a channel member, maybe they weren't a channel member, have never been, please feel free to be. But you don't have to. If you were and stopped being a channel member when I left, feel free to come back. Big up to Nige, one of my faves. Love you, dude. Hope you're well. And another one, much love to Mario 2012. Hope you're well, my friend. Big up to you guys for becoming channel members again, or whether it just renewed or whatever it was. Big up to R Green. Big up my friend that said, nice to see you back, mate. One of the very few Spurs channels worth watching, in my opinion. Very kind of you to say. Look, I think every channel is worth watching in its own way. I don't agree with everyone. I stream regularly with people that I don't agree with. But I like that everyone's got a different opinion. I might row and debate and we get heated on these sort of things, but wouldn't it be terrible if every single one of us loved every manager we had, every player we had, every signing we made? It would be awful, wouldn't it? We'd all just be sitting there going, yeah, that's good. So look, big up, subscribe to all the Spurs channels. Everyone's doing their thing. Everyone's putting content out there. And there is a world where everyone can live harmoniously. I've not been that guy in the past, and that's my bad. But listen, big up to you. And it's just, you speak the truth and say it how it is. I don't try. You'll never see me jumping on a bandwagon. Never. You'll never see me putting out fake news. It's not what I do. It's not what I do. But big up to you, Arcade. I really, really appreciate that. Big up Tottenham forever, who very generous said, big up Sava, good to see you back, hope you're well. Question, do you think we can make top 4 as an expectation, and why do you think England and who do you think England are doing, and can we win the Euros? Can we make top 4? I don't think we will. I just simply don't think we'll buy the quality needed. Liverpool, Arsenal and City for me are absolutely nailed on. Villa will spend again. Chelsea are on a trajectory at the moment. We'll have to see what they're like with Maresca, but I fail to believe that they're going to have the start to the season they had last year. Man United, with their new ownership structure now, I think, Newcastle, we don't know what they're going to do. I think it's going to be very difficult to get top 4. Obviously, we wait and see what players we bring in, but I just don't trust the manager and the scouting team so far with the majority of their signings. So at the moment, I don't think so. As far as England, that we talked about this massively, I just think the manager is dreadful for England. I think he's playing players out of position. The guy didn't even take a left back. He took an injured left back in terms of Luke Shaw. Just absolutely embarrassing from my point of view. So look, it is what it is, but I don't think England can win the Euros. That's just me. They might do. I can't see it. I think once we play a Germany, a Spain, a France, even Austria, I think Austria will roll us over. I think their onslaught. I think we're not very good at the back. I don't think we've got it right in midfield. We've not got it right. We've not got it right anywhere. We've not got it right anywhere on the pitch. For me, at the moment, we'll be fine because we're not playing the best teams. As soon as we play the top team, I think we're going out. But thank you very much for your super chat. Really appreciate that. Akash, big up to you, my friend. It's a big up, Sav. Great to see you. Congrats on a permanent job. Thank you. Yeah, listen, I had to get that sorted. I was kind of streaming when I should have been doing that, and blah, 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 blah. Excited for the new season as well. I would like to get Ivan Toney as our striker. Look, we've got 8 minutes left. Let me know in the chat, people. Ivan Toney is a player that's kind of drawn. I think a year ago, people would have said yes, like without hesitation. Now I'm seeing a few people say, no, not for me, or is he that good? Let me know. Would you take Ivan Toney? Look, he's better than Richarlison, but look, did that year out kill his career, so to speak, or was his form at the back end of last season? Was that just because he was rusty? Let me know. But big up, Akash. I really, really appreciate that, my friend. Thank you very much. Only one Hotspur TV. Big up to you guys. Big up to you. I hope you're well. So welcome home, Sav. This is 7, by the way. Big up 7. How are you doing? Only one Hotspur TV. Is this your new thing? I'll have to check it out. Big up. Message me. And I hope you are well. Thank you so much for being a channel member. Anna Dawes, how you doing, Anna? Hope you're well. Lovely to see you. And obviously the 2 beautiful dogs in the picture. Said, hey, Sava, welcome back, bud. Missed your take on things. Big up. I'm sure some people missed my take on things, and I'm sure others were very happy that I wasn't here. But hey, guess who's back? He's here. So big up to you, Anna. Thank you very much. That's very generous. Ant, big up, my man. And so welcome back to the madhouse, my friend. Yeah, big up. I'm going to try and ignore all the mad stuff, and I'm just going to just. I always find it much better when it's just me. But listen, I will be doing some collabs. Listen, I'll still stream with Henry and with Sean and with Estelle and with all the usual characters. I'll still stream with. I won't be getting involved in any battles, or I've got no time for all that. I just want to talk football. So, and big up. Let me know, what are Forest doing this year? Are you keeping Morgan Gibbs White? What's going on? Let me know. But big up to you, my friend. Donna Cullen, big up, Donna. How you doing? So, Mr. Sava, our bond of love brought us together again. Donna, that's exactly what it was. It was the bond of love rather than my decision to just come back. But big up. Thank you to whoever runs this account. Big up to you. Thank you very much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. D&B forever. Just chucking in a super sticker. Very very generous. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate that. So thank you very much, DMB Forever. Rob Frank has become a YouTube member. Big up to you, my friend. Hope you're well. Thank you so much. Same with Dave H. Big up. He became a YouTube member as well. Spurs Crusades become a member as well. So big up to all three of you for becoming channel members. I'm truly humbled. Thank you very much. I wasn't sure how well received it would be, me coming back. Obviously, a lot of people have got things to say, but hey, it is what it is. Rob Brown, big up to you. Is that a pug in the picture? I know a pug when I see one. Pug sitting out the window. I said, Sava, who solves our home and club trained issues? Great point. It's going to be Carl Walker-Peters. It's going to be Carl Walker-Peters. But that shows you just how bad the club has been run, that we need to go and buy a very average 27-year-old right back purely because he came through the Tottenham academy. That's a real sad indictment for me of how badly things have been run. That's just my opinion. Unless it's Harry Kane, unless we get Kane back. Big up to you, Rob. Really appreciate the question and the super chat. Really appreciate that, my friend. And only one Hotspur's come back and said, not yet, but maybe in the future when I have a gaff. Big up. Let me know if you need any support, any help, and I'll help you set all that up. So big up to you. Thank you so much for the super chats. Look, listen, people. You know what? I've had loads of time to think over the last few, over the last 3-4 months, I've been in chats, and look, I go in chat rooms and I try and speak to people, and I listen. I see some truly horrendous takes. I see some brilliant takes. But what I love about it is there's room for everyone. There's room for everyone, right? Whether you love a Henry Wright, whether you love a Sean, whether you love Alan or the boys at Spurs Kings TV, or Stell and the boys at Tottenham Away, whether Chris Cowling's your guy, or whether it's the Hotspur hippie, or whether it's Irish Dave, Brian Daigle and Danny, whoever, whether it's the Hotspur Hood and Danny, who I particularly really like listening to Danny because, he won't mind me saying this, we speak away from YouTube. He says it as it is. He's straight to the point. There's no messing about. He doesn't come on stream and say, oh, Werner, or good. If he doesn't like it, he says, nah. No, this isn't for me. And I love that in people. So big up to you, Danny, and big up to all the Spurs YouTube channels. I always say, a lot of people, they give up their time and do this. So be nice to them. If you don't agree with them, tell them you don't agree with them. Tell them why. No abuse. It's all good, people. Big up to Alan, talking about Alan. Alan, time added on. Please subscribe to Alan as well. Big up to you. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed during this stream. I think we've had about 30 people that have resubscribed. We lost about 600 subscribers over the last 3 or 4 months. Obviously, I wasn't streaming. So we might get them back. We might not. Big up to Surfer's Locker, who says, welcome back to the Voice of Reason. Listen, I try. But what you call a voice of reason, and I agree with you, by the way, what you call a voice of reason, other people think is negative doom and gloom. So that's why I think it's good for all opinions. Look, there are people out there people I really like and get on with, but I can't stand their football opinion. But it doesn't mean I don't like them. It doesn't mean it needs to be all-out war. Mr. AJ said, yes, finally, thank you for coming back, Sarah. Finally, some common sense thoughts and feelings and no more delusional thoughts from weirdos about Spurs. Don't go away again and stay. Big up to you. Thank you. That's very, very, very nice of you to say. Have I ever collaborated? Who, Yusuf? Who have I collaborated with? Who? Look, I'll collaborate with people. I don't mind. I think a good, healthy debate is good. Look at me and Sean. Me and Sean go back and forth. We don't agree on a lot, but we always have a good debate, and we're friends away from YouTube, so it all works. Safer said, I am very upset when you left. I must admit, you are my favourite person. Please do not leave me again. I was crying the whole night. I'm sure that's sarcasm. But look, listen, big up everyone. Look, I am going to jump. Look, so for anybody that wants to be a channel member, sorry, not a channel member. Yeah, you can be a channel member. For anybody that wants to be a moderator, please be sensible with it. Please be sensible with it. Put in the comments now that you want to be a moderator. I will make you a moderator if I think that you are somebody reasonable. But please don't just ban people you don't like. Don't just ban people for having a different opinion to me. Don't ban because they're talking about other YouTubers. Just, you know, just keep it keep it nice. And, you know, if you need to warn people, do, but I don't want to be, there was some guy in another chat, I can't even remember his name, AJ, I think it is, who just kept blocking me, whatever I said. And it was like, wow, this is weird. But hey, we don't want to be that. If you want to be a moderator, let me know in the chat. I'll do it when we finish, when I've shut the show down. Thank you so much for the super chats. For anybody that did miss it at the beginning, there is no big drama as to why the pitch stopped and why I've picked up the channel again. I know people want there to be drama. There isn't. Marlon's in the chat. He'll tell you all is good. Stel will tell you all is good. There was no issue. It was just timing and people's work commitments, and I wanted to come back. It's as simple as that. So listen, much love. Lovely to see you all. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the super chats. And, you know, please, if we could get the subscribers going to get back up towards the 13K we were at, that'd be amazing. Take care, everyone. Much love. And you know what? I'll have a video tomorrow. Enjoy the France-Netherlands game. Take care, everyone. Yeah, and have a lovely evening. See you later.